regression analysis. So till now we discussed in correlation. What we discussed in correlation? There may be two different variables. One is x, another one is y. In that case, we have to decide the relation between x and y. What type of relation it is there, and what is the strength of relationship between these parameters we have discussed till now. Okay, but we have not discussed the direction of relationship, in which direction their relationship is moving. We have not discussed, and we are going to discuss in regression analysis these particular things. In regression analysis, what we have to discuss how they are related. Okay.
ఇది ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్ రాసుకోవాలా
రిజల్టా
ఇప్పుడు అక్క కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసిన ఆ నుంచి నువ్వు ఇక్కడ ప్రొసీజర్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తావు
అదే అక్క తను కనుక్కుంటా అన్నది అది ఆ రిజల్ట్ వచ్చినాక దాన్ని బట్టి మనం కన్సల్టెన్సీ 4-5 కాలేజ్ అప్లై చేపిస్తాడు చేయించాక దాంట్లో మనకి ఏది వస్తే అది
Okay. So in regression analysis, we are going to discuss the relationship between these two parameters mathematically. How one parameter affects the others. This is regression. Okay. So in summary, we can decide the regression as the statistical technique that expresses the relationship between two or more variables in the form of equation to estimate the value of the variables. Okay, so in this particular case, we have two different types of variables. One is dependent variable, another one is independent variables. A independent variable means this is the variable whose values is used to estimate the value of the dependent variables. Okay, so if you must have observed this particular relation, y equals to f of x, a plus bx, right? You must have gone through this relation. So in this case, x is independent variable. Why it is independent? Because depending on the value of x, we are going to estimate the value of y. That's why it is independent variable. And the value for y is depend on the value of x. That's why it is dependent variable. So in any regression relation, there may be two different types of variable. One is independent variable, whose value is used to estimate the value of the dependent variable, and another one is dependent variable whose value is to be estimated. Okay, so this is very simple definition of regression analysis. so this is basically a linear relationship or linear equation which can be used to estimate the value of the dependent variables, and it decides the relation between dependent and independent variables, and this particular relation is known as regression relation, and the relation represented by an algebraic equation, and this particular equation is known as linear regression equation. Okay, look at this data set. We have discussed this data set in correlation, where we have two different types of axes. One is x-axis and another one is y-axis. In x-axis, we have considered management aptitude score, and y-axis we have considered grade point average. Okay, so based on this, we just plotted the points as a scatter diagram here. This is plotting. I am just plotting. Okay, after plotting, what we have done? We have decided the trend line in which direction our relation is moving. Okay. Now our regression is this particular trend line indicates the best fitted line, which indicates the movement of the parameters grade point average and management aptitude score, in which direction they are moving, their relation is moving. And now we are about to decide the equation for this particular line, which represents, which best fitted with the data points. Okay, neither too far from a particular data point nor too closer to a data point and far from another data point, like this. So this is the best fitted line, which is the decided the central point. Basically, in central limit theorem, what we discussed, our each and every data dispersion is measured with respect to the center point. So this particular line is the center line, and we'll have to decide the equation for this particular line, which give the best fitting of the data points scattered around this particular center point. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear, right? So in that case, what we do, we have to calculate the distance from this one. Okay, distance. This is x1 maybe. Okay, the distance. Another one is distance x2. Then this one. Then this one negative. Then again this one negative. So we'll have to calculate the distance. Okay, and we'll have to minimize the distance. If x is our data point xi, and if x bar is our center line, this particular line indicates the x bar value, okay, center line, then we will have to minimize the distance so that most of the data points will be closer to the center point. So minimization of this distance is known, the equation which minimizes the distance will be the regression equation here. Okay, any equation which have the minimum distance will be the regression equation for this particular line, and this particular line is indicating the trend line for this particular data set. Okay, so this line is known as the best fit, which refers to a line through a scattered plot of data points that best express the relationship between these points, relationship between how they are related, this grade point average and management FT, how they are related. This relation is expressed by a line. This particular line is known as regression line. Okay, in this case also, like correlation, there may be positive, negative, or no relation between the variables. So we have already discussed the correlation. So in that case, we can consider this particular example, y equals to particular equation beta 0 plus beta 1. So in this case, this beta 0 is known as the intercept. Beta 0 is known as the intercept here. This intercept indicates the position of the points with respect to the origin. If this is our origin, our equation may start from the origin. In that case, our intercept value beta will be 0. Okay, if our equation starts from here, there will be beta will have a positive value something. If it is starts from here, beta will have a negative value. If beta starts here, there also beta has a positive value. If it is starts here, beta has a negative value. So beta 0, this particular beta 0 will be a intercept value. It indicates the starting point of the regression line. Okay, and beta 1 indicates the slope of the equation, in how much angle it creates. If it is starts from here, this particular angle is known as the tangent value. Okay, this particular angle is known as the beta 1. So this beta 1 indicates the slope and beta 0 indicates the intercept value. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Your voice is very slow. That means you are not getting me. Is that any confusion?
Sir,
Yes.
no confusion, sir. It's clear.
Okay, very good. Now, this is the scenario. Our beta value or beta 0 may be positive, may be negative. Now, consider on this, if beta 0 value is positive, our equation may starts with a positive value. May equation starts on y-axis or x-axis on the positive direction. If it is negative value, then may starts at x-axis on the negative direction or y-axis on the negative direction also, depending on the sign of the beta 0 value. Starting point, this is the starting point. After that, if our beta 1 value is positive, then our equation moving in this way, positive direction. So it indicates a positive relation between these two variables. And in this case, we have two different variables only. That's why this is linear relationship. This particular relation is known as positive linear relationship. Okay, so look here, this particular point, starting point is this one and it moves in the upward direction. In this case, beta 1 value is positive slope. That's why it is positive linear relation. Similarly, beta 1 value is negative here and it is moving in the downward direction. Okay, why it is moving downward we'll discuss. Okay, so this is beta 1 is negative. If this is negative and this is positive and there is a negative sign, that means it will gradually decrease the value. That's why it is decrease the value of y. Okay, that's why it is negative movement. So beta value, if beta 1 is negative, then particular relation is known as negative linear relation, and if beta 1 is 0, beta 1 0 means y equals to beta 0. Okay, beta 1 0 means this particular part will be 0. Okay, so that means y will be exactly equal to beta 0. That means the starting point, and there is no impact on x because x is 0 here. X, so x, if we are going to increase the value for x independently, it will not give any impact to the value of y. So this in this case, this particular relation is indicated with a no relationship between this variable. Okay. Now question is how we decide the value of beta 0 and beta 1 and the regression equation. Okay. For this, we may have to consider this particular data set. So very first one is we will have to consider a particular data set. That means this data will be available with us, and depending on the data set, we will have to estimate the regression equation first. Regression equation is y equals to beta 0. We have already discussed things. Y equals to a plus bx. You can consider it here. Y equals to a plus bx. Okay. So in this particular case, what happened? First of all, we will have to calculate the value for a and b using this data set. Okay, value for a and b using this data set we have collected from this one, and replace the value of a and b with the calculated value. Okay, replace the value of a and b with the calculated value, and it will suppose a value is beta 0 here, calculated value for a is beta 0 here. Okay, and b is beta 1. So in that case, if we replace the beta 0 and beta 1 with their respective symbol in this particular equation, so it will form a equation like this one. Y equals to this one, beta 0. Okay, y equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x. Okay, y equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x. This particular equation is known as the regression equation. In any case, this particular regression equation will not exactly fitted with this data we have already collected. Okay, so there may be some discrepancy in the outcomes of the y we get from the estimated equation. So there may be some error. So we'll have to include the error term also. So this particular epsilon is known as the error term here. So complete regression equation is beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus error. So how we calculate the beta 0 and beta 1, we will discuss with an example. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how we get the value for this beta 0 and beta 1 and error term. Okay, very first one, and let's consider the equation y equals to a plus bx. This is the very basic consideration of the linear regression equation, where we have two variables. One is a y, another one is x. Here x is indicating the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. The equation may be this one also. Okay, x is a plus by also. Okay, so in that case, what happened? The constant, this a and b are the constant here. This is by. Okay, a and b are the constant. So for this particular equation, our a constant will be a of y on x. We have to write it in this way: a of y on x, and b will be b of y on x. Okay, so if we consider the equation in this form, then our a value will be a of x on y. Remember the symbol. Okay, if there is any doubt, tell me. A of x and y, and b will be b of x on y. So these are the constant. So it indicates that this x indicates the, in this particular case, y is independent variable and x is dependent variable, and we can write it here: ax is a function of y. Okay, remember this one: x is a function of y, and in the second case, our y is a function of x. In this second case, y is a function of x. Is that clear? So based on this, we have two different constant value. One is intercept a, another one is intercept
Sir, for the
Another
first
one
one you
is-
wrote x is. Sir, for
Yes.
the first one you wrote x is a function of x.
Yes, first one x is a function of y. Sorry. This is function of y. Okay. So in this case, in both the cases, we have two different variable. One is the intercept, another one is the slope. Okay. For the first one, the intercept is indicated as a of xy. A of xy and slope is b of xy. Okay, b suffix xy. A suffix xy indicates that x is independent, x is dependent, y is independent. B suffix xy indicates this is here, x is independent, y is independent. Here, y is dependent, x is independent. Look, this is there is a difference, xy and yx. Okay, so if our equation is a function of x, then it will be ayx. If it is a function of y, then it will be axy. Up to this, it is clear. Up to this, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So let's do an example. It will be clear then.
Yes.
Let's do an example. It will be clear then.
Yes. Definitely we will do. Okay. Just remember the term here. Okay. Now, just eliminating these parts. Now look how we calculate the value for x and y. Okay. So the very first term, can we multiply n with both the sides? If we multiply this one with n, then it will be ay is equal to an. Can you do that? Plus bx, n bx. Can you do that? Very simple, right? I have just multiplied by n on both the sides of the equation, and it will be formed like this. Okay, and we know that ny, if we take the sum, this is for a single data point. If there is n number of data points, so we can write it ny as the summation of y. Can we write it? And nx as the summation of x. Can we write it? Need your response. Can we write it in this form? Ny as summation of y, n number of y multiplied by this also summation of y. Can we write in this form? I need your response. If there is anything, please tell me.
Sir, assuming n is
N is the
any
number of
given
data
number,
points.
then
Number of data points in this
then you
particular.
can write it.
Okay,
You can write it like that.
we can write it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I am just writing here. This is ny. Then this will be an. Okay, a is constant and n is a number. Plus this one will be b of summation x. Clear? We can write it here, b of summation x. Now if we divide this entire thing by n now, so it will be formed in this form, it will be in this way. So y by n by this one will be equal to a plus b of summation of x by n. Can we write it? I have just divided on both the side by n now. Okay, and we know that the summation of y by n is the average value. This is y1, and summation of x by n will be the x bar value. Up to this it is clear.
So can't you just write sum of y divided by n equals to a plus b, because sum of x, b sum of x divided by n that you're writing.
The sum
Aren't
of
you
x
assuming
divided by
the-
n is there, no? The b is multiplied
Yeah.
with this n. So why we write?
Yeah,
it?
so-
Yes.
So you eliminated the n to the other side, right? So how you can just write b over here and x, bx, because n will be eliminated to the other side, right?
And I've just divided this. The summation. Oh, this summation is nx. Look at this point. Nx is indicating the summation here.
Yes, sir. But okay. fine.
Okay. Now we divide this a summation of x by n, and we know that x bar is the summation of x by n. Is that clear? Are you getting my point? Tell me. Is that clear? I'm not getting your response. Look at this point carefully. What I have done here, I just simply, first time I multiplied this one, and this multiplication indicates the summation of y. Again, this nx multiplication indicates the summation of y. So there is no n in this two part. If we again divide this both side by n, then it will form summation of y by n, and this n will be discarded. So it remains a, and b is as it is. This is a constant part, and summation of x is divided by n will be again x bar. Up to this it is clear? Tell me, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what we can do here, we have to take the deviation. Okay, this is our first equation, and this is our ultimate equation we have considered here. So if we are going to take the deviation, so what we can do here, we simply take the difference between x and x bar. Deviation, what is the deviation? Y minus y bar. We have already observed this one, right? So we are going to do the same thing here. Okay, now take the deviation here. How we take the deviation? From the very first one, this is our original equation, and we have just modified this equation in this form. So if we take the deviation y minus y bar, let's just divide, take the deviation here, equal to, this is a minus a will be 0, and this is bx minus bx will be b into x minus x bar. Okay, b into x minus x bar. Is that clear? B into x minus x bar it will be. Now if we calculate the value for b, it will be in this form, b equals to y minus y bar, okay, divided by x minus x bar. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
We can calculate in this way. Now if our data point is single one, then it is okay. So we can multiply both in the numerator and denominator with x minus x bar. So if we multiply this one, it will form this, okay, y minus y bar multiplied by x minus x bar. Just multiplying, okay, x minus x bar to get some other relation, divided by this one, x minus x bar square. It becomes square now. Okay, it becomes square now. So this is for a particular data set. If we are going to take I number of data points here, so it will be yi, it will be xi, and it will be again xi. Okay, and we take the, if we take the summation, then we may have considered n number of data points. Okay, so this is relation, this relation give the value for b here. Okay, so if we further modify the relation here, we can write it here 1 by n. We can divide both numerator and denominator by n. Now look what it will be, y minus yi minus y bar. Okay, what it will be, yi minus y bar. This one will be multiplied by xi minus x bar. Are you getting my point? Xi minus x bar divided by again 1 by n. Okay, 1 by n into summation of xi minus x bar whole square. And I hope we are familiar with the term now. Okay, we are familiar with the term. The numerator part is indicating the covariance. So we can write it here as b of y on x as the ratio of covariance of, this is covariance of xy divided by sigma x square, right? Standard deviation of x square. This is the relation for y on x. If it is x on y, then it will be in this way. If it is x on y, then it will be covariance of xy divided by sigma of y square. Now tell me if it is clear. Is that clear to you? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear? Look, I am not discussing anything new. I am just modifying the things we have already discussed. Standard deviation, covariance we have already discussed, right? So I have just to get the relation. It is sufficient. It is sufficient to decide the value for B here. Okay. And if we modify this one, this is for single data point. If we have multiple data point, we will have to use this particular set. Okay. Because to eliminate the sign impact, we will have to take the difference in square. Okay, so we'll have to consider this one. We have already discussed these things. Okay, and to decide the relation with covariance and standard deviation, I have just initiated here. Now check it here. Okay, the relation. The very first one is I have multiplied both the side with n here, and then we take the summation. This nx is x bar. I have already discussed, and ny is y sum. Okay. Now, if we discuss both the sides, then it will form y bar and it is x bar. This is the equation. After that, I have taken the deviation y minus y bar. This is b. So the b value is this one. In both the cases, I have just multiplied x minus x bar in both numerator and denominator and take the sum here. This is the formula to decide the value for b of y on x. Okay, b of y on x. In this particular case, if we get the b value and we have this equation, then y bar minus, look here, y bar equals to a plus bx bar. So from the data point, we can easily calculate the value for x bar and y bar. Already we have done this one, and we get the value for b also. Now the value for a will be y bar minus bx bar. Is that clear? Y bar minus bx bar. Once we get the value for b, we can easily do this one. Now, if we get the value for a and b, we can easily replace the value for a and b in this equation number 1, and we can decide the regression equation here. Is that clear? Now check with an example here. Okay. So it is mentioned here whatever we have discussed till now. Okay. And this is our equation, simplified form of this equation. This equation simplified form here. We can use the simplified form also. Okay. And whatever we have discussed, and from this coefficient of x on y and y on x, if we multiply and take the square root, it will form the, again it will give the value of regression coefficient. Okay. Is that clear? Now check with an example. I think it will be more clearer to you. Look, consider the same data points. Okay, consider the same data points. In this case, what we can do, we have to take the consider the data point. I am just considering grade point average as our x value and management aptitude as an y value. Okay, so very first one is what we have to do. Look at the formula. We'll have to look at the formula. We'll have to consider the equation first. Y equals to a plus bx. Okay, y equals to a plus bx. Okay, so next one is, if we consider the value for a, then our formula is y bar minus bx bar. So very first job, what we have to do, we have to take the average of the x and y, and we have to calculate the value for b, which is the sum of y minus y bar, okay, y minus y bar into x minus x bar by sum of x minus x bar square. So this is our formula. Now you just calculate all those things. Okay, very first job is we have to calculate the average. Please calculate the average and tell me what will be the average value. Okay, this is our formula. Is that clear?
So doesn't your grade point depend on your management aptitude score?
Yes.
Doesn't your grade point depend on your management aptitude?
It does not matter. You can consider aptitude as y, aptitude at x, anyone. Okay, you can consider. Okay.
Yes.
So very first one is I am considering that grade point is depend on x. So that's why I have already explained that y may be a function of x and x may be a function of y. It depends on your end goal. Okay. So in this case, we are going to decide whether our FT is a grade point depend on grade point average or not. Okay. That's why we consider grade point average as our independent variable and FT as our dependent variable. This may be the equation. Any one of these can be the equation. So very first one is we are just considering this one. Y equals to f of x, where grade point average as the x and management FT score as y. Is that clear? Now take the average and tell me what will be the average value for square management FT score. Are you solving this one? Everyone, are you solving this one?
Yes, sir.
It will be the same thing we have already discussed repeatedly. We are going to do the same thing. Anyone who got the value for average of x and y?
Sir, average of x is 2.6.
2.6, very good. Then for y? For y, how much it will be?
$522.5.
522. Everyone got the value 522.5? I have just written here. So what next? We have to take the deviation. Deviation of y. I'm just writing here deviation of y minus y bar. What will be the value here? Deviation of y minus y bar. This is first job we have to calculate the deviation of y. What will be the value? You just compute and tell me. 400 minus this one. Right? This is y bar and this is y value. What will be the deviation here? Minus 122.5, right? I'm just following your instruction. Is that correct one? 400 minus 522.5, right?
Yes, sir.
Then what next? Next one? Tell me, we are doing
Minus
the same.
152.5.
Yes, we are just repeating. Minus 152. Minus or plus?
Sorry. Plus.
Plus 152.5. Okay, next. Which one will be next? 475 minus 522. How much the value will be? 47.5, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 47.5. Next one. 350 minus this one. How much?
$172.5.
172.5. Very good. Then
Sir, I think average of y is 492.5.
Yes, sir, it's
492.
492.5.
yes. So whatever it is, okay, replace this. Everyone got it? 492.5. Everyone got it? Okay,
Yes.
replace this with 492.5. Now calculate.
Sir, 492.
492.5.
592 I have written.
Okay. The thing is, do you understand the problem, whatever I am trying to say here? We are just repeatedly discussing the same thing, taking the deviation on each and every point, right? So what will be the deviation now? Tell me here. Very first one.
Minus 190.
Minus 92. 400 minus 492.5.
92.5.
92.5, right? Then for next one, how much it will be? $182.5.
182.
I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 182.
This one. Then next one. Yes, next one. Next one is
17.5.
17.5. Very good. Negative or positive?
Minus.
Negative.
Minus.
Okay, next one.
Minus 1.
This one
Minus 140.
minus 1.
142. 42.5.
142.5. Okay. Next one.
Minus.
67.5.
Negative or positive?
Negative.
67.5. Okay. Next one.
7.5.
107.
107.5, right?
107.5. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one.
57.5.
57.5. Next one.
167.5.
Negative or positive? This one will be negative, right? Yes. Next one.
42.5. 42.5.
42.5.
Which one? 42.5.
The
Last one.
And this one.
182.5.
182.5.
182.5. So we have already familiar with this particular calculation, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Then again we have to take the deviation for x. What will be the deviation here? X bar. This is average is 2.6. So 1.8 minus 2.6. How much value is it?
0.8.
0.8.
Minus 0.8, right? Minus 0.8. The next one.
Minus 1.2.
1.2.
1.2. Positive 1.2.
Yes,
Positive.
then 2.8. This one. Next one. 0.2.
0.2.
2.8 minus 2.6 is 0.2. Okay. Then 1.7 minus 2.6. How much?
Minus 0.9.
Minus
Minus
0.9.
0.9.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next one.
0.2.
0.2.
Again 0.2. So this is very easy. Not tough. Okay. 0.2. Then
0.5.
0.5.
0.5.
0.5. Then
0.
0. Then next one is
0.7.
0.5 or 7.
7.
Next one.
0.7.
So negative
Next one.
0.7.
Plus 0.7 or plus 0.6. 3.2 minus 2.6.
Plus
0.6.
0.6.
And this one, last one is minus
0.
Minus
0.3.
0.3.
minus 0.3. So we got the value here. Now look at the formula. We have to calculate the value for b first. What is the formula here? Y minus y bar into x minus x bar. So we'll have to multiply these two again. Okay? We have to multiply these two. This one and this one will give some value. This one and this one again give some value. Okay? Now do this one. Okay?
74, sir. First one.
First, how much?
74.
74. Exactly 74. Okay, next one.
219.
290,
Yes, sir.
290,
219.
219. Okay. Next one. 219. Next one. Minus 17.5 multiplied by 0.2. How much it will be? Minus
3.5.
minus 3.5 or 34.5 or 3.5, yes.
3.5.
3.5. Okay. Then next one. 17.5. You can use calculator, okay? What will be the value for next one? 17.5, this one 142 and minus 0.9. How much it will be?
128.25.
128.25. Everyone getting my point? This is very, we have already discussed during calculation of the correlation coefficient. The same thing we are doing here. Okay. Next one is 67.5 into this one 0.2
minus 10.5.
13.5.
minus
13.5. 13.5.
13.5. Okay. Then 107 multiplied by 0.05.
53.75.
53.75. Very good. Then next one. This is 0, 57 into 0. Then 167.5 multiplied by 0.7. How much the value will be?
117.25.
7.25. Okay. Next one.
109.
109.5.
109.5. Right?
Yes, sir.
And last one.
12.75.
12.75.
12.75. Okay, so we got the value here. We have done this up to this one. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to take the value for x minus x bar square. It is there in the formula. Okay, very easy. X minus x bar square. Try to remember the concept, how we move one by one. Okay, x bar square. If we take the square, it will be 0.64. Very first one. Okay, 0.64. Then second one will be 1.44. Right. Third one is 0.04. Fourth one is 0.81.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fifth one is again 0.04. Then 0.25. Then it is 0.
0.
Then 0.49.
49.
Then
0.36.
0.36. 36.
0.9.
Okay. 0.09, not 9. 0.09. Okay. So up to this, it is okay, right? Up to this, we can do this. This is our y minus y bar into x minus x bar. Okay. This is our value. Now what we have to take? We have to take the sum of this one and sum of this one. What will be the sum here? And this point, what will be the sum? This sum. What will be the sum here? So up to this, it is very easy, right? If we take the sum here and divide this 2, it will give a value for b here. Okay. And if we put the value for b in this formula, we can get the value for a, y minus bx bar. Right? Is that clear? Up to this, is there any confusion? Anyone? Do you have any confusion up to this?
No, sir.
No confusion. We can take the sum. This sum. It will take around 2-3 minutes. Please complete this one. Okay. After that, we can move further next. Okay. So what will be the sum here? You just take the sum and tell me what will be the sum for this one and for this one. What will be the sum? Are you solving this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You got the value? This sum will be 4.16, right? This sum will be 4.16, and this one is how much? This one?
So 1.016.
This sum?
No, the other one.
This one? 1.016.
No, 4.16 itself.
Yes. So please check your calculation, okay? And what will be the sum for y minus y bar into x minus x bar? Yes.
266, 2668.5.
266.8.5.
Yeah.
266.8.5.
I'll recheck.
This one. So what will be the value for B? You can calculate the value for B now, right? This value is 266. You got the value?
No, I'm rechecking, sir.
This value will be, I think, 697.75.
Yes, sir. 697.7.
Got it? 697.75. So we got the value here. Now we can easily use this formula B equals to this one. So B value will be 697.75 by 4.16, right? 697.75 by 4.16. This is B value. 4.16. Okay. And how much the value will be? It will be 167.72. B value is 167.72. Okay. And what about A value? A value is, we know that Y bar is 492.5. This is 492.5 minus 2.6 multiplied by this one, right? 2.6 minus 492.5. This one will be 56.4. A value will be 56.4. So our regression equation will be, what will be our regression equation here? Our regression equation will be, we just calculated the value for A and B, right? Now our regression equation will be y equals to value for a, which is 56.4, plus here b value is a positive value, right? So beta value, this is 167.72 x. Is that clear? 167.72, this is our b value. Is that clear? Up to this it is clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So I hope you can solve it. Okay. Now check the result here. I have already given the result and I'm just eliminating the screen. Okay. Now check the result here. This is our management FT test and this is grade point average. I have taken the difference here. These are the difference. Okay. And again, this is x minus x bar square. Again, we have taken this one. The sum is 4.16 and this x minus x bar into y minus y bar. This sum is 697.5. If we divide this one, it will be 167.67 b value. We have just put the value in this formula, and a value is this one, 492.5 minus 167.67 into 2.6 will be 56.5625. So this is the regression equation. Our final regression equation is this one. Okay. So we will solve another problem in the next session.